First and foremost, as always, want to give all the praise, honor, and glory. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And as always, giving a special peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Zion, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to feed the sheep and the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And real quick, just on this walk and talk, through the Spirit, I wanted to put this video out. And pretty much like the title says, remember, that this truth, can and will save you, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The scriptures tell us that, that we will be saved by, our works and our faith. And the scriptures also tell us whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So we, through faith and what the scriptures say, we know that by the things that we're doing, going on the highways and the byways and teaching his word and being diligent and staying faithful to the Lamb and being, the best servants we could be, that's a good sign. I remember Apostle Zahar saying that you got to act like you're of the elect. He said that years ago. You act like you're of the elect, which means you carry yourself like you of the elect. That doesn't mean that you saying that you of the elect, but you carry yourself like a true man of the Lord, and that's what we're supposed to do. All right. So like I said, the scriptures say that we're going to in the Apocrypha, it speaks about how those men escaped by their works and their faith. Right. So that's why we got to continue to keep going through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because a lot of times if you let that doubt demon come on you and you always asking, well, how are we going to do this? How are we going to eat? How are we going to get through the MOTB? How is this going to happen? How is that? That's a doubt demon. Instead of just leaning on faith and having 144%. And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai having that faith, man. All right? Because there's going to come a time where that's all we're going to have, just faith. All right? We was reading that camp Friday, how the raven fed, was it Elisha or Elijah, one of them? I should know that, Salakia. But we was reading how the raven brought him meat. And how he drunk from the brook, I believe it says. Those are stories of faith. When you read how our forefathers was in the wilderness for 40 years, and their clothes didn't rent, their shoes didn't tear. So you got to read those type of stories of faith and actually believe, because it's definitely already written. So pretty much when you think about it, like I said, this word, this truth, and this Yahweh Shai, all right, it can, this word will and can save you if you have the elect. Okay? Because we don't have this gift just to have it. The Lord didn't give us this gift just to have it. He gave it to us for a reason. Everybody can't get this gift. Everybody can't know what we know. Everybody can't receive the knowledge that we receive. So the scriptures speak about hiding the talent in a napkin, roughly paraphrasing. That's why we go out and we let our light shine before men. Hey, one of my favorite precepts, the Lord said, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So we pretty much already got the victory, man. We already got the victory. We got the blueprint. We got it mapped out to where the Lord basically told us what's going to happen. And all we got to do is play our part. All you got to do is do what he told you to do. And you're going to be good. All right? But the scriptures tell us in Hebrews, right? What's that? Hebrews 10 or Hebrews 11 and 6. For without faith, it is impossible to please him. So if you're faithless, then really you can't even, the Lord ain't even dealing with you if you're faithless. I'm gonna just say that. The Lord ain't dealing with you if you ain't got no faith. Okay? If you don't truly believe on his only begotten son and him. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And a lot of you niggas out there, because that's what you are, niggas, you teaching that Yahweh Shai is not to be worshipped, which is completely going off. Which is completely going off, by the way. But you got niggas out there teaching that doctrine, man. But when the Lamb comes back and his presence is felt, we're going to see if you worship him. We're going to see if he's worthy of worship. Okay? Now, getting back to the topic, all right? A lot of times you see what's going on in the world, and then you filter everything through the scriptures, and you like, damn, man, this, you think to yourself, this is really the truth. Like, we really got the truth. We really got the knowledge. And it's like, you pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that you're worthy to keep it. You're worthy to sustain it. Because there's so many individuals out there they either falling off, it's a lucky I had got a phone call, but they either falling off, their conscience is being seared with a hot iron, or they just becoming wicked, you know. So what up? So you gotta beware, you know. Beware of these niggas, man. But if I want to mention something else real quick. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Another thing, man. Hey, and I'm gonna say this, I want brothers to really listen to what I'm saying. When you out there on them highways and them byways, man, make sure you have the correct discernment. That's what I want to say. Make sure you have the correct discernment, because I seen Vocab Malone just come up to one of the camps, and the brother straight up asked him, like, yo, you the feds? Is you the feds, man? And Vocab Malone's response was, oh no, I love the truth. You don't love the truth, man. You don't love the truth. All right? But those brothers had good discernment, and it made me think that when brothers is out there on the highways and the byways, make sure you representing the ministry the correct way, which brothers do. I'm just saying in general, make sure because when we was younger in the faith, we used to be a little more like young lions, Now we're more like seasoned potatoes, But we used to be like young lions, just out there, just yelling and screaming, but now we understand that we're more seasoned, so the word comes out, more. It comes out with more flavor, It's more. I don't know the word I'm trying to use, but when you become seasoned, you more like, it's more like watching somebody fight. A master fighter, he's not gonna fight like the young him. He's gonna be more, polished. That's the word I'm looking for, polished. All right, a lot more polished, man. So just remember on in our daily lives, in our daily walk, that this word, man, it can and will save you. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai can and will save you, man. All right, that's just the truth right there. Okay, so with that, all praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. that taught us the truth through the Holy Spirit. All right, peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Lord willing, you were edified. All right, on to the next lesson. Shalom.